Kelly now aims to emulate his fellow Northern Irishman Macaulay by taking a major world crown from the Colombian title holder Irene Pacheco. Joining me to discuss the action is our boxing analyst, Big Daddy Bonds. Commentary for the fight in a Colombian cauldron comes from Duke McKenzie and Jim Neely.
It's been exactly 5 years since Belfast's Damean Kelly had his one and only other fight outside the United Kingdom. It was a scheduled, straightforward six-rounder in the United States, but he really has come here to Barranquilla in Colombia to walk into the lion's den, because he's in against a man in the white trunks trimmed with red, Irene Pacheco, making the 5th defense of his IBF flyweight title. A title held once by Kelly's fellow Ulsterman, Dave Boy Macaulay, and before that, the man beside me, Duke McKenzie. And it really is a big ask for Kelly, but he's never been afraid, and he's never been known to take too many backward steps.
Well, this really is a huge task for Damean Kelly. If he can pull this off, with this would rank alongside Lloyd Hannigan going to America and beating the great Don Curry back in the day.
And of course, John H. Tracy beating Jose Napoles away back in Mexico in 1975. So Damean Kelly, now 30 years of age, actually a couple of years younger than the defending champion. But Pacheco, in front of a passionate home crowd, is taller, he's much more experienced, and he's one of those awkward southpaws. Mickey Hawkins, Damean Kelly's trainer, always says that Damean has to fight two battles, one against the opponent and one against cuts, because he has been prone to cuts, and they brought Darky Smith over to be in his corner, along with his normal team of Mickey Hawkins and Leo Rooney.
Damean's made a good start, he's made a nice snappy start, and he's obviously known for his boxing technical skills, as opposed to being a one-punch knockout artist.
Well, he's never really been a concussive puncher. He's been a stinging puncher, he's been a hurtful puncher. He has stopped a few opponents, but just 8 out of 18 wins in 19 professional contests, and what a way to make your 20th professional contest. Not a huge arena, this. It's a country club where there's a couple of thousand people packed into it. And apart from those in Kelly's corner, they're all well and truly behind this man they call Mambaco, Irene Pacheco.
Pacheco's a nice, smooth boxer, as you can see. He's just switching there from the southpaw to the orthodox stance, and now back again.
Well, the Kelly camp weren't too happy that the referee is Colombian, Manuel Rodriguez. There's a Colombian judge, Uriel Aguilera, Richard Green from Florida, and Dave Paris make up the judging team at ringside. Kelly, that little style of his, in and out very quickly, and he doesn't want to stand still, because this fella can punch a bit. He stopped 22 of his 29 opponents in an unbeaten record so far.
It really is a tall order for Damean Kelly. Not only is he fighting a Colombian in Colombia, but he's also, like you say, fighting an unbeaten fighter, and a southpaw at that. This kid's going to have so much confidence.
Kelly already finding problems with the longer reach of Pacheco, who's keeping him at bay. Kelly has to take his courage in both hands and try to step in, but not a bad opening round, and I suspect, Duke, there wasn't too much between them.
There's not too much between them, but you'd just have to slightly lean towards the champion is on home soil. He made as good a start as Damean. Damean's really got to box out of his skin tonight if he wants to be successful. It's not just about how he backs his kid up, he's just really got to try and mess him up in a way that he's never happened before. The crowd are just starting to get behind their man a little bit now. You know, Pacheco's got everything going for him. You know, even if the fight gets a bit hard and Kelly starts getting on top, this crowd will almost probably lift him to almost superhuman efforts.
Well, it was in this ring, in this very venue, that Pacheco won the title in April of '99 against a useful Peruvian, Luis Cox, and he's made 5 successful defenses ever since, the most controversial of which we would have to say was almost 3 years ago in Las Vegas, where a lot of people thought that he lost to the excellent South African Hawk Makapula. But after that, he's defended against Mike Trejo from the US of A and Alejandro Montiel from Mexico.
Colombia have had a world champion in this weight before, back in the day, Fidel Bassa.
That was a slip, I think. That was a slip. Kelly just slightly off balance. The crowd almost got to their feet there. Yes, you're right. Remember Fidel Bassa having 2 serious wars with Dave Macaulay, both in the King's Hall in Belfast.
Excellent champion Bassa, as I'm sure Pacheco's going to go on to become or he's shown so far at least that he is an excellent champion.
Well, his early record was against people of mixed ability, but once he became champion, he put that mantle on and he's worn it with great pride and great effectiveness. And there, once again, you can see Kelly's problem, trying to get inside, and Pacheco was just keeping the little Ulsterman away with that long southpaw right of his. That's better from Kelly. But he doesn't have the old dig, Duke, does he?
He hasn't got the punch, but he needs to get in closer and really try and take the champion out of his stride. Okay, we know Damean's a great little boxer and he's nice and he's snappy, but he needs to show a lot more lateral movement and get inside and try and, like I say, try and rough this kid up and do things to him that has never happened to him before.
Well, the danger of that, of course, is that you're liable to get yourself caught, but Kelly is a great technician, probably one of the best technical boxers that's been produced in the UK in the last 10 years, and of course he was a superb amateur. The only British and Irish boxer to win medals at both the World and the European Championships. Oh, Pacheco complaining that there was a low blow there from Kelly, which is not normally Kelly's style, but when you're in the champion's backyard, you throw everything at him.
Well, it's better pressure from Kelly. You know, even when he threw that low shot, he paid no attention to Pacheco, just carried on about his work in a workmanlike fashion. Needs to keep his left foot on the outside of that southpaw, right foot, just so he can keep a clear shot in on the jab.
Well, Pacheco's trying to cut off Kelly's escape route. Fast left hand from the champion, and again that stinging right into the face of Kelly.
It's a nice snappy pace, as you would expect from flyweights.
Well, Pacheco might just have shaded that one, and he certainly feels as if he shaded it, and I think everybody here in Colombia reckons he's done that as well, but there wasn't much between them in the first round. Pacheco maybe just easing ahead in that second, but still a long way to go. Manuel Rodriguez brings them together for the third round. So Belfast Damean Kelly, the challenger, in the white, trimmed with green, against a very, very worthy and efficient-looking champion, Irene Pacheco, in the white, trimmed with red.
Damean needs to fight like a man possessed tonight and box like he's never done before, just giving the champion a little bit too much room.
Well, although neither have been particularly active, it's been just about a year since both were in the ring. Before that, though, Pacheco was defending this world title and Kelly was trying to maneuver himself into a position where he could challenge for a world title. So obviously the level of opponent that Pacheco has met has been far superior to that of Damean Kelly. Kelly was to have boxed in Sheffield in May, but there was a problem with getting the paperwork for a routine MRI scan, and he couldn't box in Sheffield, and I think he probably missed that. Good footwork by Pacheco. He's very easy and very lazy almost, but he just sways out of the way from the waist.
He's very cute, he really is. Damean really needs to try and force the fight. I know it's not his normal style, but he's got to throw caution to the wind. He's away from home. He really just has to try, grab the ball by the horns and stay there and do what he's doing now.
Well, it's not the first time that Kelly has boxed somebody who's been a good bit taller than him and has enjoyed a definite reach advantage. His Commonwealth and IBO title wins were against men from Zimbabwe and South Africa, who both had the same sort of physical advantage that Pacheco's enjoying, but they weren't world champions, and Pacheco very much is. Oh, good solid combination from Pacheco. The crowd loved that one. It was a great left one in, and to be fair to Damean Kelly, Duke, he didn't flinch at all, but he must have felt it.
Took the shots flush, took them well, but you know, the champion's quite slick. You know, he's in and out all the time. He's throwing nice little shots. He's a good counter puncher, as well as an attacking fighter. Low blow.
Interesting change of tactic by Pacheco. Decided to stand still and work to the body. One of them was certainly a little bit on the low side. Colombian referee didn't tick him off about it. If anything, the pace has actually picked up in this run.
Yeah, the pace has picked up. Damean's really trying to force the fight and take the championship away from the champion.
Pacheco fancies this, but he knows he's in against a man who's come here with huge determination. Kelly moving, bobbing, weaving, plenty of lateral movement. There was a left from Pacheco, wasn't too far from the waistline again. At least Kelly is making Pacheco think.
Yeah, he's making him think, all right, but he's bringing out the best in the champion. He's forcing the fight all well and good, and he's trying to get into the fight as he needs to do, but he's actually making Pacheco fight harder right now than he needs to.
10 seconds to go to the end of the round. And another one that may just have been shaded by Irene Pacheco, the reigning IBF flyweight champion of the world, and he feels that was his round yet again.
I think Kelly might have a slight cut over one of his eyes. Although he's away from home, the crowd don't seem to be particularly hostile.
Well, he's such a nice little fellow. I mean, there's absolutely nothing showboaty or show businessy or Hollywoody about Damean Kelly. No flashy entrances, no predictions, no animosity, no verbals. He just comes and gets on with it like the great little professional he's always been. And indeed, he was a great little amateur. That was a bit on the low side from Pacheco, working to Kelly's body, because Kelly, as ever, has got the hands held pretty high.
Yeah, the champion's starting to fancy this now, though. You just see motion to Kelly there. Come on, come in. Just a little bit of frustration setting in on the champion's part. He wants to make a fight of this.
Once again, Pacheco being quicker to the punch, and I'm sure Kelly and Mickey Hawkins and Uncle Leo Rooney in the corner will regret not having that 8-rounder that was scheduled for Sheffield in May. Kelly took great encouragement from the performance of his fellow Belfast man, Wayne McCulloch, away back in '95 when he went to Japan and relieved the Japanese bantamweight champion of that title. And this is just as big, if not a bigger ask. Kelly's getting picked off with that southpaw right. Good right of his own by Kelly.
He's forcing the fight well enough, but once he's actually landed his punches, he's standing up straight and getting caught back from the counter punches from the champion.
Kelly hasn't really tried to slip outside that southpaw and bring across the left hook, which is the classic counter, and he needs to maybe start thinking about that.
Absolutely. Needs to keep his left foot on the outside of the southpaw right, come back with the left hook and maybe his own right hand down the pipe.
His left foot is inside that of Pacheco, and that's where Pacheco wants him, because he can dictate from there.
Big looping shot from Pacheco, came right round the houses, caught Damean right on the top of his head.
Good work by Kelly, little right hand, but again, not a huge amount of oomph behind it.
Champion likes a body shot, he's whipping in 1 or 2 body shots now, changed his attack just slightly.
He's not too fussy about where he puts the gloves, Pacheco, but that's what champions are made of. He really is a slippery customer. He's as good an all-round flyweight as we've seen for some time. I mean, it's a very, very good division, this. Eric Morrell from the United States is the WBA champion. There's an excellent Thai boxer is the WBC champion, and Omar Navarez from Argentina is the WBO champion, so it is a very good division. And Damean Kelly's rated about 5 or 6, and I think was worthy of this challenge, Duke.
Oh, more than worthy of the challenge. Not winning this round again, though.
Good shot by Kelly, and again, good exchange. Kelly starting to get himself up for this. Good finish by Kelly, but for the 4th round in a row, Pacheco has said, that was my round. I think the first one was pretty even, but I think Pacheco has been just easing away.
He's winning the rounds undoubtedly. He's just doing enough just to nick these rounds. It's a very high competitive fight. You know, there's not a lot in it, but it would appear that Pacheco has the final say after every exchange. And also Damean Kelly, thank God, you know, he hasn't been cut. There's no real danger going on in his corner. You know, obviously when you get cut, you panic a little bit, you're away from home. You need this, you need that, your brain starts telling you all kinds of different things. But he can just carry on and continue and try and get into this fight. He needs a big round this round, I feel.
Well, he doesn't want to start slipping too far behind, and he's certainly going for it, Damean Kelly. One thing he's never lacked is courage. Oh, lovely uppercut. Oh, Kelly in trouble. Wonderful uppercut. Kelly really did wobble. That was a great shot from the champion, and Kelly's on the back foot and they're on their feet. And Kelly in a little bit of trouble, in fact a lot of trouble for the very first time in this contest. It was a terrific variation by a skilled champion, and Kelly under all sorts of pressure. Now he needs to either get out of it or hold on, and he's holding on. And the Colombian referee, Manuel Rodriguez, breaks them up. How Kelly didn't go down from that, I just don't know. And his knees, I do believe, Duke, are wobbling very badly.
He's still not recovered. What a beautiful shot, right out the blue. Champion Pacheco just slipped in a beautiful uppercut, jerked his head back, come back with another combination. Damean still hasn't recovered, but he's sensible enough to know, look, he's walking around the ring, trying to clear his head. He's still not quite right, though.
Pacheco now is stalking him.
Very patient champion, looking for the opening again. Not doing anything rushed, not doing anything silly. Just plodding, taking his time, looking for the opening again. What a beautiful setup. Switch now.
Yeah, Damean's just a little bit static, but back he comes again. Good left from the challenger. Body shots ripping into Kelly.
They hurt, they really hurt. The body shots stay with you. You know, if you get hit on the jaw, you can't really feel it because it's lights out, but those body shots are really hurting Damean now.
Well, Kelly showing a little bit of bravado, but from the start of this round he's been backpedaling all the way, and he has been caught and he has been hurt, and Pacheco knows that the challenger is vulnerable. Kelly has got to get this round out of the way, and he's got to get back to the corner and get that head cleared. I'm sure it has cleared, but psychologically he knows that he's been in against, probably without a doubt, the best boxer he's ever met.
Every time Damean catches a shot off the champion, you can see it just shudders him straight down to his boots, but he's shown a lot of grit and determination in there. His head's cleared sufficiently enough to know he needs to use the ring just to buy some vital time, get his head clear, because he can get himself back into this round, but time's running out.
Watch the elbow from the referee to Kelly, the zip in Kelly's punches, which was evident in the first couple of rounds, just not there. He was falling a little bit on the short side, and he's got to keep the pressure on if he possibly can, but all the pressure and all the power is coming from the champion. Body shot once again by Pacheco. He really has got a great variation, and you do get the feeling that he's got more up his sleeve that we haven't seen so far.
Absolutely, you just feel he's got another gear, he can go to another level almost. That's the best thing that could happen right now, is that the bell's actually gone. Gives Damean valuable time now, get back to his head, listen to his corner's instructions, clear his head, and hopefully come out and have a better round.
That was a terrific shot. A lot of other flyweights would have gone completely to the canvas, and what sort of a great chin has Kelly got, and he may well need that chin. So Pacheco now, remember, making the 5th defense of this title. He is unbeaten. This is his 30th contest. He's won 22 inside the distance so far, and Kelly's down. Kelly's down.
He's sensible enough, he's sensible enough to know he's looking to his corner for help. He went down quite deliberately there and thought he'd take the count to try and clear his head. He's not quite right.
His eyes are very glazed, Damean Kelly. And here comes Pacheco looking for the finish. And the gallant little Belfast man is under huge amounts of pressure, and Kelly's got to try to cover up. Pacheco now using those long arms and getting the levers right, and he's picking up the pace, and brave little Kelly comes off the ropes, and he's still there.
It was always a tall order going to Colombia to try and take the championship away from such a competent champion.
Well, no British boxer has ever challenged for a world title fight in Colombia. The last British flyweight to go for a world title fight in South America was the Welshman Didar way back in 1957. He got himself stopped in 1 round. Good body shot.
Crippled him right down the solar plexus. It's winded him terribly. He's definitely hurt now. The body shots stay with you. If you get hit on the chin and you go down, you don't feel it. The referee goes 8, 9, 10, you're out. The body shots stay with you.
Well, Damean Kelly indicates to the referee that he's fine. The 3 judges I don't think are going to be required. A Colombian judge, an American judge, and England's Dave Paris. Great brave stuff from Kelly. Looks quite small beside this fella Pacheco, who's really enjoying it now and knows all he has to do is keep his composure and pick his target and pick his shots.
A lot of heart being shown by Damean Kelly now. All the danger signals are flashing in his mind. He's hurt, he's going back, he's got a champion on him, preying on him, looking for another shot. Bell won't come quick enough for him.
Well, this to take us up to the halfway stage, and Kelly will do well to survive. Down twice in that round. No 3 knockdown rule applying.
It's a nice big ring now. Damean should just be stepping off every time he throws a shot. Try and use this, try and stay out of the way. The body shots are crippling him.
And you can see that Pacheco now, Duke, is looking for single shots. He knows that he's done the work with the combinations, and he's looking for one single shot, either to head or body. Kelly sensibly checking and then moving in the other direction, moving clockwise and then anti-clockwise.
The champion knows he can hurt him with a body
He's
shot.
got him again.
It's a body shot every time. He's in pain, he's hurt, he's shaking his head.
He's up. He's up. Well, they didn't have to worry about any bias that might have come from a Colombian judge, because the Colombian champion has done it all, and Kelly is getting rattled round the ribs and he's really hurt, and they'll be having a good look at him. One thing Mickey Hawkins won't do is let Damean Kelly take any more shots than he needs. Well, nothing being said in Kelly's corner, and quite frankly, Duke, what is there to say?
Well, let me tell you something. When you get hit with a body shot, it's like an unimaginable pain. It just doesn't leave you. And now that guy's laid the mental approach to Damean Kelly's mind. In his mind, he's saying to himself, now, those punches hurt. And that makes the punch hurt even more than it does before it's even landed.
Are they stopping it? I think they are. I think they are. No, they're not. Yes, they are. Well, this is extraordinary. It looked as if Kelly was going to come out, and he's decided, I think, to retire.
Yeah.
I think he's decided to retire. I think Mickey Hawkins has had a word with him, and I think Damean Kelly has said, I'm not going to be able to continue. I'm hurting so badly. And it looked as if initially they were going to take the gloves off, and then Kelly got up, the bell went, and he went straight across, and he said to Pacheco, you are the better man, and indeed that's how it worked out.